Now, the state of squalor in the northwest is expected to take center stage at the local government summit organized by the Provincial Executive Committee in Potchefstroom today. This is seen as some kind of curtain raiser to the provincial lekgotla that's expected on Sunday and on Monday. Municipalities, including Ditsobotla, Tswaing and Mamusa, among others, have had instances where they couldn't even pay salaries for their staff. SABC News reporter Thabiso is covering the summit and joins us now live. And Thabiso, of course, the Northwest, home to some of the worst performing municipalities in the country. I imagine part of what's going to be discussed there is ways through which this could be turned around.
So we hope that for this summit today.
Indeed, Ayanda, and good morning to our viewers. We are here in Potchefstroom in the Northwest Province, as you rightfully said in your introduction, that there is going to be discussions about the state of municipalities in this province. As we speak, the provincial chairperson of the ANC in the province, Nonomalo, is delivering a political overview as this gathering has just started about an hour or two ago. So what is happening at this stage? What he has just said, he spoke about the challenges that are being faced by these municipalities of provision of basic services like water, as we understand that many municipalities in the province are in a dire state. If you talk about municipalities such as Ditsobotla, even the capital city of the Mahikeng local municipality, there are some challenges there, and also municipalities that are failing to spend their municipal infrastructure, the grant that has been allocated to them by the national government. So let me bring on to the conversation the provincial spokesperson of the ANC in the Northwest, Tumelo Marupin, just to talk to us about this gathering. Thank you very much for speaking to us this morning on SABC News. Why the local government summit? Because you know the state of municipalities, you know the challenges facing these municipalities, unless if you say you don't know the lasting solutions that can be implemented to turn around the situation at these municipalities.
Look, we are from the January 8 statement in Cape Town, where the President outlined 6 priorities which we need to focus as the organization in 2025. And one of those priorities is fixing local government. Now, we have a planned lekgotla which is going to start on Sunday, but we felt as the Provincial Executive Committee that we need to pay attention on local government alongside the lekgotla, so that we can proceed with what we have started last year. If you recall the assessment that we have done, so we know what are the challenges in terms of municipalities in the Northwest. We have started with those interventions as of last year, but there are things that we have still, which are yet to be completed in terms of trying to resolve issues of infrastructure, issues of water provision, and malfeasance and maladministration in most municipalities. And that is why we have convened this local government summit to precisely focus on the challenges that are facing local government.
So, but Tumelo, these challenges have been there. These interventions have been there. There was a time when half of municipalities in this province were under provincial government administration. The invocation of Section 139B, some of them were even dissolved, invoking Section 139C. But the situation is still the same in many of these municipalities, not if all of them, that the situation is still dire. Are we going to see the situation turning around anytime soon?
Look, I think we must be honest to ourselves as well. If you remember 2-3 years ago in 2022, when we arrived as the Provincial Executive Committee, municipalities like Lekgotla were under Section 139 and many other municipalities. But through these interventions that I'm alluding to you, we've managed to retrieve those municipalities. So there is a comparable improvement in some of these municipalities, but we can't be immune to the fact that there are still challenges that we are facing, and particularly those issues affect mostly the issues of water, mostly the issues of infrastructure. But we must also be alive to the fact that there are challenges of financial viabilities of municipalities, because most of our municipalities in the province do not have the visible means in terms of raising revenue. They rely on grants. So those are ailing municipalities, but we are trying to intervene, and that is why we have convened this this summit, to continue to try and make sure that all these issues get to be resolved.
According to the ANC, how many municipalities are functioning well, are stable in the province? You spoke about Kagisano Molopo. There is still administrative challenges in that municipality. The local government MEC has just seconded an an official to act as the municipal manager there?
Look, the issue, if you remember, in Kagisanomolopo, is not an issue of service delivery. It's an administrative issue where there were processes that were in question in terms of employment of the municipal manager. But the municipality is functioning very well. The services are being rendered. But 80% of our municipalities are getting to where we want them to go. But we are saying there are still challenges such as your Ditsobotla, for instance, municipalities like Tswaing, municipalities like JB Max, where we are today. So those are the challenges that we are saying. We are confronting them, and that is why we have convened this summit, to make sure that we respond to the third priority in terms of the priorities that have been outlined by the President during the January 8 statement.
Yeah, but the same municipality that you are talking about, Kagisanomolopo, there's still service delivery challenges when we speak about water in some areas, and some of the municipalities have been struggling to even pay salaries, like Mamusa. Even last month, they were struggling to pay salaries. So if you say 80% of the municipalities are in the right direction, surely that is not the reality on the ground.
Predominantly, like I said, predominantly our municipalities in the province rely heavily on the grant. Our municipalities are not at the state where they are able to raise their own revenues because they are in the rural demarcations. That's point number one. Point number two, the issue of Kagisanomolopo, there are services that have been rendered in Kagisanomolopo. The only issues that I'm relating to here, it's administrative issues which we are resolving, and that is why the MEC of Kokta is currently intervening in Kagisanomolopo. With regard to other municipalities, like I'm telling you, we have challenges in terms of water scarcity in the whole country, not only in the Northwest. And Northwest is not immune from those challenges, but we are trying to intervene. The third thing is that we have an aged infrastructure in terms of your sewer and water infrastructure. So those are the issues that we are elevating, and that's why we invited even the Minister of Water and Sanitation so that we can come and try and resolve these issues.
Let me challenge you on the issue of infrastructure, because municipalities, the Deputy Minister of Kokta was here in the province, is also here today, part of this local government summit. The MEC for Kokta in the province made a presentation in Mahikeng a week or two ago about the spending of the municipal infrastructure grant by some of these municipalities. Ditsobotla, as we speak, for the current financial year, is the spending is at 32%. So all municipalities, you're saying the state of infrastructure is not good, but municipalities are not spending the very same monies that are being given to, maintain the infrastructure that is there. So it talks to the issue of capacity.
It's not an issue of capacity in all municipalities. You'll remember the age infrastructure that we are saying, the money that we have is for maintenance. The money that we are talking about is for maintenance, but we're at a stage where we need to recoup all this infrastructure and install new facilities. And that's why I'm saying we have issues in terms of financial viabilities in certain municipalities, but we're engaging with national so that that intervention can be done in terms of our district development model. So we are trying to intervene, and that is why we have called this lekgotla, this local government summit, to precisely look into these three priorities: water infrastructure, issues of financial management, and lastly, issues of roads. So that's why we are here.
So, but if the municipality is failing to spend the municipal infrastructure grant, what do you call that? Isn't it that it shows they lack capacity to do that?
There are issues that there are municipalities that I agree with you. I can't say it's not true. There are those municipalities that are experiencing those challenges, and part of resolving those issues, we are here today. We have intervened in Ditsobotla. Of course, in Ditsobotla, you know the issues. We have even sent a delegation of a team from Kokta to try and resolve some of those issues, including in Tswaing. So those municipalities that we are referring to, we are here to seek resolutions. We are here to seek interventions on those municipalities. But you can't put a blanket approach and say all municipalities are not functioning. There are municipalities that are functioning. The Provincial Executive Committee is on top of issues. We are going to make sure that our people get services that they need most.
Thank you very much. That's the ANC provincial spokesperson in the Northwest, Tumelo Marupin, talking to us about what they are going to discuss here at the two-day local government summit that has been convened by the ANC Provincial Executive Committee in the province. What I can tell you is that Deputy Minister of Water and Sanitation, David Mahlobo, is here. He's going to make a presentation later, as well as the Deputy Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Dixon Masemola. So with that, is back to you in studio, Ayanda.
Thabiso live to us there from Potchefstroom in the northwest. For now, Thabiso, thanks very much indeed.